Hello and welcome to this stream. Today I'm gonna talk about some news stories that happened this week. I'm gonna talk about what is happening behind the scenes here on the channel, and I will, of course, you can as always ask questions in the chat and I will try to answer them. So you might see that behind me there is a bit of a mess, and that's actually because I have now gotten my CNC machine at home, and I'm just gonna quickly show you. It is here, and that's what I was working on all day as well, so I haven't prepared the topics in that detail as the last weeks, so I'm just gonna kinda roll with it. And why don't we just get right into the first topics instead of blabbering around. The iPhone 7 and 7 Plus is now out and the reviews are in. The Verge has a very nicely looking review up, and I already talked about lots of the features in the last episode, so I won't go into too much detail, just a bit about what the reviewers are saying, how it actually is. Of course, I haven't tried it out myself, and it is basically iPhone 6 on the outside and a revamped design on the inside. Of course, Lightning, the headphone jack is gone, as you all probably know, and iFixit actually did a tear down of the iPhone and they checked what is in the spot where the headphone jack was, and they found out that the battery is a bit bigger. The taptic feedback engine, which now powers also the home button click, is there, and also there is a part of the microphone there. So I don't know if it was worth it. Also, the removal of the headphone jack will make the whole waterproofing a lot easier as there is a hole less. But yeah, I guess we have to get used to it. But one disturbing thing is that Apple actually made a survey with MacBook Pro users if they are using their headphone jack. And I just hope that they are not thinking about removing the headphone jack on the MacBook, because that will be just completely ridiculous and downright stupid. But basically the home button, it doesn't feel quite as the home button did in the last phone, at least that's what I heard. It feels more like the whole button part is clicking. That's kind of to expect, as the taptic engine is kind of down here and you won't only feel it on the home button, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. And also one reason that they are doing that is because waterproofing a button like the previous home button is pretty difficult, and this one is much easier to make waterproof. Or water resistance, I have to say, because waterproof isn't there. And that's a nice shot from the bottom. All in all, I really like this review page that The Verge put up here. It absolutely looks beautiful. Here are some more shots. And the image quality, what I heard, is a bit better than on the 6S and 6S Plus, but not by that much. Of course, on the 7 Plus you have the zoom feature, which is quite nice, but the depth of field feature isn't out yet. That's coming with a software update later, but I mean, you can check out the article by yourself and look at some of the pictures. But yeah, I think that's about all I'm gonna talk about the iPhone. As I already said, last week I talked about it quite in depth already. But now let's get into a bit of a different topic, and that is that AdBlock Plus is now selling ads, which sounds almost as ridiculous as it is. but there are actually is some reasoning behind it. As the AdBlock plugin users under you probably know, there has always been an option here that, as you can see in the options, where you can block only bad ads, so like giant pop-ups and really annoying ones with like videos in them, or you can ban all of them. And now what they are doing, at least what they are planning to do, is that instead of just removing the ads, they are going to remove the obnoxious ads that are like boom in your face and giant and whatever, and they replace them with more subtle ads, which is gonna be more acceptable, I guess. But I don't know if you can opt out of this feature, but I guess you can. I don't know, but I mean, of course, you have to see the other side of ads as well. It's not just bad for everyone, as many people are relying on ads, not just like big YouTubers, which, by the way, I really suggest that you whitelist YouTube on your ad blocker, because many YouTubers are living from this, but also all the other written sites like The Verge, all the others, they are relying on ads heavily as well, because that's a big income. And if you're just blocking all the ads, they aren't making any money. But if you're removing the ads and they get replaced with more subtle ads, which doesn't bother you as much, they still get some money. Which I guess is good, because we all want that these sites still exist in the future, and we don't want them dying out because they ran out of money. But yeah. Another thing that happened is that Intel leaked their Coffee Lake architecture, at least the roadmap for it. I'm just gonna screen share with you. Here you can see the roadmap. Currently we are around here, and as you can see, the Skylake is on most platforms, and we already saw like at PAX some Kaby Lake notebooks, so that's coming soon. But actually what is new is back here, the Coffee Lake which got leaked. And if you scroll down here, there's another overview where you can see that the Coffee Lake platform is still on the 40 nanometer process, but will actually on the desktop will get us up to 6 cores in the consumer lineup, if these leaks are true, of course. And that's kind of nice to see, because we had quad cores for a really long time now, and so I guess it's kind of time that we get a 6 core in the consumer processor. But there's not that much news that is known else, but I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but it's also it's only like, I think Q2 2018, so it's far ways to come. It's not like it's going to come tomorrow. They still have Kaby Lake that is going to be here before that, like I think Q1 next year or something. And speaking of like leaks of future products, Nvidia also has some rumors that spread about their Volta lineup, which is going to be the next thing after Pascal. Apparently it might could come a bit sooner than we were expecting, as Pascal was a bit sooner as well, and I guess that's kind of nice. there are some stuff behind down here on the article, but not that much. I'm just gonna talk about it a bit more. Like Pascal now rolled out with most of the cards. They're like still the 1050 will I think isn't launched yet, just announced, and the 1080 Ti is on the horizon. There are more and more rumors about it, but I don't think that we're going to see Volta before like Q2 or Q3 next year, although some are expecting it to be sooner. We can't really know. So we will just have to wait to see when it's going to come. Something else that I find kind of cool is something entirely different, which is Game Room. This is a software that allows you to easily manage all your game across the different platforms. Like now you probably have games on Steam, you have them on Origin, on Battle.net, and in many different places, and it can get, I think, quite annoying if you need to have different launchers for everything. I mean, I know that you can add them manually to Steam, but this program tries to do something more elegant. It tries to scan in the background all your game and automatically adds them to your library. This, of course, only is in alpha right now, so there are still some bugs and they aren't all recognized, but I think from this image I do quite like that there is I don't like that there's such a big ad, but I do like the interface. I think it looks clean and minimalistic, but I mean, I haven't downloaded it yet. I just saw this like half an hour ago, but I will probably download it and give it a shot, try it out. Maybe I might do a video about it, probably not, but let me know if you want to see a video about it. I mean, do you guys care if your games are in different locations? I mean, it isn't that big of a deal for me, but as I just make a desktop shortcut and have my like game collection on the desktop that way. But I don't know if this software will add like other features as well, like in-game overlay, like from Steam, or like hour counting, which in GOG Galaxy doesn't work that well. I think I bought Witcher on GOG because it's like originally it launched there and it's cheaper there. But the hour counting isn't working that well on there. I think it's working better on Steam, but it's like you have all these different launchers where your games are on, and I buy most of my games on Steam because I want to have them more or less in one spot, but it would be nice to have them all in one software that has quite a lot of features and automatically recognizes them, so you don't have to use all the different launchers. But let me know down in the comments or in the chat if you're watching live what you think about that, if you would use this kind of software. But I'm gonna get into the next topic, and that is about the Galaxy Note 7 again. I think we have heard quite a lot about this phone in the last couple of weeks. Not much about it was that good. Most of it is because it is burning and exploding and injuring people and everything. Now they have issued a recall, but the US government doesn't think it's fast enough, so they also made an official recall, and the FAA actually now banned the Note 7 completely from the flights. So you can't use or charge your Galaxy Note 7 on a US flight. This also, for the moment at least, counts for Note 7s that are already replaced. So if you already sent your phone back in and for some reason got the new one sooner, then you at the moment you can't use it in the airplane as well. But I guess that they are going to change that quite soon as well, because when like the 21st September the replacement units are expected to be in the stores, and so I guess by then they will have to change that only the ones that aren't replaced can't be used, because it's kind of not that fun if you have a nice new Note 7 and you couldn't use it in the flight, although you have the ones that shouldn't explode. Also, on the exploding bit, there are sadly some more stories about injuries that happened because of these phones exploding. I think like a 6 or 7 year old, the phone burst in flames in their hands, and so that's not that nice. There also are some lawsuits, of course. That was of course to expect, and Samsung is going to not have that good of a day there. But I mean, I still think that this is a really great phone. It's just kind of sad actually that this whole battery dilemma happened, because this is really going to hurt the sales of this, in my opinion, quite awesome phone. Because from the features that it offers, I think it is one of the best phones that is out there. Because, I mean, I, of course, am a sucker for big screens. I have a really big Nexus 6P, and I absolutely love it. And I would like to try out the stylus, but of course that's not an option on the Nexus. But I haven't owned a Note before, but if I hadn't the Nexus 6P bought like half a year ago, I would consider the Note 7 of course. And the last topic that I have prepared is that GeoHot will sell an autonomous driving kit this year. At least that's what they are hoping to do. The hacker George Hotz, aka GeoHot, some of you probably know them. I didn't know him, but I read about him in this article. He made basically in his garage an autonomous driving system, at least semi-autonomous, that apparently is about as good as the Tesla system. And he wants to sell units by the end of this year, and apparently you can buy these units and put them in your car and make your car semi-autonomous. Of course, this isn't going to work with all cars, because like while it has a camera in it, it also, I think, needs the radar of the car, and it has to talk to the car, of course, in order to drive it. It can't like press down on the pedal, of course. But what they are doing differently is, instead of using like a whole bunch of sensors, they are basically relying on a camera, and they are analyzing the video feed that is coming from this camera, and then they are computing that, and they use that to find out if there are obstacles around, or there is a red light or something. He claims that this works almost even better than the Tesla's system. Of course, we can't really know that, because Like, we haven't tried it, no one has tried it. He claims that this system allows you to drive from Mountain Valley to San Francisco without touching the steering wheel or any pedals. Mountain Valley is about an hour drive from San Francisco, and it's also where Google's HQs are. But these are all the topics I prepared for today. Partially because I was working on the CNC all day, as I already said. Also, there was a lot going on last week, and I won't be releasing the next part of the CNC machine this week, this Monday. It will be the week after, because like I only just got the electronics finished and I would be in kind of a rush, so I will give myself some time and try to make the video better and release it later. So on Monday I will just kind of show you the progress I made in the studio, where I like put the CNC. I also I'm doing some stuff about the acoustics in this room, and if you want to know more about that, you're of course going to have to watch the video. I'm not gonna tell you everything right now, but that's mainly what's going on right now, as you guys don't seem to have any questions. Of course, you can leave them down in the comments if you're watching later, and I will answer them probably next week on the stream, or I will answer them in the comments if they are like only really short ones. But I think that's it for this week's stream. If you liked it, please leave a like down below and also consider to subscribe. And I will of course be back next week, and until then,